Is to have you here on Sundays. You always have that uplifting.
I love that song, it's a great song. Even if I didn't like it.
Let's give him some more love, huh? So this is the time to really go into a silent meditation and remembering as you go into the silence. Let's hold up our chaplain, Candace, as she goes through surgery on her back. So if you can remember her in your prayers, I'd appreciate it. So as I turn within to that infinite divine, I go to that place and connect with the presence of the Almighty. And I go to that place of silence. Slowly come back into this room. Thank your higher power within you, knowing that we are all one in this universe that we call life. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Wow. Isn't it beautiful just to be at peace, be silent? And I see a beautiful new face here today. Welcome, welcome home. What is your name?
Deborah Bond.
Deborah, welcome. Please stay and share coffee and dessert with us today.
Okay.
Appreciate it. So my talk today is about compassion. And when I started the talk at the beginning of the week, I wrote one talk. And then I looked at it and I thought, I don't like that. So then I wrote another one. And I was looking at it and I thought, oh, that's too into the head. It's too, no, don't like that one either. So I wrote another one. Saturday morning, I spent the whole day writing another one. So it's like, okay, God, what do you want me to say today? What can I say about compassion? And it was amazing how when you rewrite something and you kind of look at it and you think, no, that's not what they want to hear today. They don't want logic, they want compassion. So when I looked at compassion, what are the attributes, qualities, actions that would enable another to say to you, You are compassionate, a very compassionate person. What are the steps we need to take to develop this precious gift? So today, that's what we're going to explore. The attitude of compassion lies at the heart of all religious, ethics, and spiritual traditions, calling us always to treat all others as we wish to be treated. Compassion compels us to work tirelessly to eliminate the suffering of our fellow human beings, to remove ourselves from the center of our world and put another person there to respect. When we use compassion in life, we come from that place of love, right? We come from that place of that authentic self that lives and resides within each of us. Every human that we come in contact with, we treat them with respect, love, wisdom, and compassion. Buddha has taught us the simple path to happiness. It's compassion. I thought, wow, I'm happy. Maybe I'm compassionate too. What are you compassionate about in life? What is it that excites you, that thrills you, that makes you want to get out of bed every morning? What is the thing in your life that calls you to who you are? What brings you to that place within you that you shine, that makes you happy, that you dance, maybe even dance in the rain? I did the other day. I went, oh, it's raining. So it's the little things in life when we look at. Compassion lets us forget the selfishness and the constant wants from the ego and thinks of others' happiness, like a child with a dog. No fear. No fear. If you want to see a compassionate and happy person, look at a child. See the joy that's in them. The little things playing in the dirt just makes them happy. Just remind us for ourselves to play, to paint, to sing, to dance, to read, to write, whatever it is that you are compassionate for. Start today and revisit that. Mahatma Gandhi says the simplest act of kindness are by far more powerful than 1,000 heads praying. Buddha has taught many about being compassionate in his teaching. Buddha has taught us about two things that we need to achieve enlightenment. They are wisdom and compassion. He teaches that one is related to the other. In order for one to be wise, one must be compassionate, and to be compassionate, one must be wise. Make sense? I think so. Happiness has many benefits aside from obvious facts that all humans seek it. Happiness also helps us grow through the suffering in life much more easily. Wouldn't you agree? But true happiness does not come from things. It comes from being able to share moments of compassion with other beings. It comes from kindness and charity to those who need it. Happiness also comes from peace when we do not anger those around us. The path of real happiness comes from compassion. Muhammad said, "No one can be a true believer unless one desires for their neighbor what one desires for themselves." What are the steps to grow even deeper and wider into compassion? We can begin by visioning concrete circles of compassion, starting with ourselves, family, moving out to the friends and community, and then to our country, and finally the globe. So think about that. When you have compassion and love and this peace within you, and you shine that to the neighbors around you, and then you reach out into the universe and you go global. If each one of us would pray for peace every single day, peace happens. Because it is said when two people and many come together and pray, miracles happen. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. We are facing massive global problems of injustice, hunger, poverty, and destruction of our environment, and we seem unable to find adequate solutions. We must look at ourselves and all others with compassion, estimating our strengths and weaknesses, and access our potentials for change. There's a lot, as you all know, on the news about the coronavirus. I don't do it. I don't go there. I don't think that people should shut themselves in their homes and not live. I tell people if they don't want to come to church, stay home. If that's what you need to do. But don't let it affect your life to kill you. Don't let it destroy your happiness. Don't let somebody else's thinking hold you back from your highest good. I believe that from my bottom of my heart. If you need to shop, go to a grocery store. If you want to go to a baseball game, go, or a football game, or a concert, go. If you want to wear a protection of a mask, do so. Don't let life deprive you of who you are and your happiness and being compassionate with other people. Honor those. And if people share with you, just say, it's not in my consciousness. Love them for who they are. Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. True compassion is not helping others and then seeking fame and glory or praise. It's not the form of help where we ask others to repay our kindness or even thank us. True compassion stems from the wisdom that all beings and oneness are but one. There is no I, there is only we. True compassion for others, on the other hand, is not just helping others, it's also living a day-to-day life that is helpful to all. Simple acts such as conserving water, helping others, being on time, sending a card out, making a call, or just being a good listener. It makes a huge difference in this world. We often learn compassion only after we have suffered ourselves, perhaps experienced sickness, a breakdown, death of a loved one, loss of a job, illness, prejudice, discrimination, social scorn, bad luck. There's so many other things that come into our lives that we experience. You ask why compassion is so important to humanity. Without it, we would descend into a state of war. We would continue to witness a 9/11, the designation of the atomic bomb, and the wicked deeds of the Holocaust. The philosopher Thomas Hobbes once said, life is nasty, ruthless, and short. He also said that without government, the natural conditions of man is a condition of war. And if you think this friend would suggest possible change you should make, ask yourself, how would these suggestions embody feelings of unconditional understanding and a compassion for me? Well, the Dalai Lama says, he stated it best, love and compassion are necessities. They're not a luxury. Without them, humanity would not survive. So humanity within itself, think about that. Think about life. Think about Jesus. Think about the Dalai Lama. Think about maybe the words of wisdom that your dad or your mother gave you when you were a child. Think about the things, and what can you do to be compassionate today? What little act of kindness can you do? Something so simple as maybe just smiling at another person, saying hi. How are you today? I believe that we need to learn compassion. It has two components. First, compassion means to put yourself in another person's shoes and ask yourself the following. What if I were that person? How would I feel? Seeing a person sleeping on the street. See that person that has no shoes. Think of the person that has no legs. How would you feel if you were in their shoes? So compassion means to develop an awareness of the suffering in another person. Compassion is the second component. Once you have an awareness of the suffering, you must respond appropriately. To do nothing is not compassion. So compassion also means to embrace the golden rule. Treat others as you deserve and want to be treated. Confucius says, never do to others what you would not like them to do to you. If you witness someone who is in pain or requires assistance or asks for help, you must come to their aid and you must lend a hand. You must offer assistance. In some small way, you must help that person eliminate his or her suffering. And if you are unable to help, you must not make that. You should not make that and take that on yourself. Maybe by just praying for their highest good in the situation can be the only thing that you can do. Being compassionate and have that wisdom to be sensitive to another person's need. Being compassionate makes life easier. It allows us to enjoy life more. Compassion helps us gain wisdom, and wisdom allows us to understand life. Once we realize that path to true happiness and compassion and wisdom, and then know we are on our way to enlightenment. So let me close with this from Ernest Holmes. Happiness is man's divine birthright. It is written that heaven's day is not limited by time, but is eternally present. It is this day in which we live. Therefore, we should accept happiness as our divine birthright today. We know that happiness must be God's will for everyone. But we also know that we cannot gain happiness without giving it. Hence, we could not expect to be happy unless we make others glad. Therefore, I know there is a sense of joy, a feeling of happiness at the center of my being, which everyone must feel. There is no insecurity in this happiness, no sense of failure or fear, no feeling of doubt. This happiness which radiates from the center of my being is not something that can be taken from me. Rather, it is something that increases in my experience. And it is always more and never less. Today, I strive to radiate happiness to everyone, to bless everything and everyone I contact with. I know that everything that transpires in my experience brings happiness and success. I rest in calm expectations and enthusiastic anticipation of every event that is to transpire, because God is, I am. Because God's love, I am protected. Because goodness is, I am safe. Because abundance is, I am prosperous. Because happiness is, I am filled with joy, compassion, and wisdom. I rejoice in the good that is now mine. So today, when you leave this church, think about, how are you compassionate in this world? What makes you happy? What brings you peace? What good deed can you do today? Maybe call somebody you haven't talked to in a long time. Maybe pay for a stranger's cup of coffee that's behind you without looking for a thank you. Little things and deeds can go a long way in a person's life. It may be just something that they need, just to say, hey, I'd like to get to know you today. Let's have lunch. So be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Come from that place of compassion in your life. And when you do, the world could be a lot more better. And your life could just thrive. Smile. Be glad of who you've come here to be today. And remember, through God, all things are possible. I bless you. I honor you. Thank you for being here today.